Good morning. Happy Sunday. It's Daryl here. It is 4 a.m. bright and early here in Connecticut on the East Coast. I got several things I want to talk about this morning. It's one of those mornings when I got two or three things. And I'm going to talk about a couple different things. And then another video in about 8 hours, I'm going to hone it down to one thing in particular. First thing, when I was on Facebook this morning, I came across a group called West Georgia United, and I assume, I never joined this group, but I assume it was on my Facebook page, my Facebook newsfeed, because it was liberal, progressive leaning, and I liked a lot of stuff they had to say. I'm all the way up here, about 1,000 miles away, up in New England. I'm not quite sure why I was seeing it, but it was cool to see it. One of the things they posted was from Carrollton, Georgia, the Carrollton, Georgia Police Department. And the Carrollton, Georgia Police Department is offering a new program to its residents on how to properly deal with their officers so there's no misunderstandings. Yeah, it's a course on how to treat, you could go take a course on how to properly interact. If you get pulled over in a traffic stop, it's mainly focused at people getting pulled over in traffic stops, and it's to teach the public how to see things from the officer's perspective and how to properly act and talk to the officer as not to tick them off. Yeah, that's my wording. I don't know. Maybe this stuff flies in Georgia, but I don't think it would go over very well here in Connecticut at all. Up in New England or up in I don't know. I don't want to say it's south or north based, but I'm guessing the Carrollton, Georgia Police Department is probably a very heavily red Trump-supporting district, with their law and order type deals. This right here is exactly why this authoritarian law and order, Donald Trump law and order stuff worries me. I don't know if I even have to say that the police serve at our leisure, at our request. They are our employees. They're there for our safety. Peace officers. And so I go to the Carrollton, Georgia actual police page to make sure I'm understanding this right. And it seems like it's a course to try to teach residents the right things to say and how to properly interact with officers if they're pulled over. And then there was more. There's the consequences of repeated offenses. Ooh, that sounds serious. It seems like there's a blacklist down in Georgia, and you don't want to be on it. I tell you what, if I'm going to Florida or anywhere south, I'm going to make sure I fly over Georgia and don't drive through it. So this is Carrollton, Georgia. Carrollton, Georgia Police Department. Check it out. Hey, maybe I'm misunderstanding this, but if this is the goal, was going to be the goal, if Trump had another 4 years, which of course he does not in this reality-based world, and this was going to be his law and order idea, his dream America, well, thank God he's out of there. The other thing I want to talk about, I had no idea that there was going to be a pity party down in Washington, D.C. One of the groups, the boys, the little boys, were there. Let me just say this. If there's any of these people from this group who's now become a registered group in America, and it's not a good registration, they are now officially not a friend of the United States, as seen by the government's eyes. The people that were told to stand back and stand by Donald Trump, those guys. There's several videos all over Twitter, and there's going to be all over YouTube this morning. This was last night, Saturday night. Fresh news. These guys acting very badly, and that's me being extremely polite. Starting altercations left and right, cursing, altercations and worse, all through the streets of Washington, D.C. Now, these are the guys that profess to be the best, the best male specimens that America has to offer. These are the men that we should look up to, the best of America. They become what they. I'm saying again. I'm being very nice here. They become what they despise. They talk about the other group, the group they oppose, as they walk through the streets of Washington, D.C., cursing, yelling F, anti. Last night, I think they become worse than the actual groups that they profess to be working against, fighting against. You guys will see the videos today. Nothing but intimidation, vulgarity, intimidation, violence. What you'd expect from a pseudo 1940s Germany admiring group. I don't know. That was all off the top of my head. I think you guys get the point, though. It was a bunch of little boys having a tantrum because their candidate won. Then Mike Lindell, the My Pillow guy. This is what your party's become. Mike Lindell, you guys got to see this. He's in Washington, D.C., and he's talking about the algorithms. Yes, the algorithms. How oh man, you guys, I don't even know how to describe this. Apparently, Mike Lindell's got it all figured out. That the algorithms, they got caught with the algorithms, and they had to dump all this and that, and he's got it all figured out because he knows algorithms. You'll see. I'll try to put some of the tweets on my community page. There's so much of them. There was so many people acting so badly in these pity parties in Washington, D.C. last night that I don't even know if I could start putting them on my community page. They're got to be all over Twitter today. There was a future congressman talking about how he loves seeing no masks out there and how the pandemic is fake and all this other stuff. Again, I do not, for my YouTube video, I absolutely do not condone or agree with that. It's a very real pandemic. I probably just lost my advertising right there. Let's see, who else was there last night? Mike Flynn, the pardoned Mike Flynn. He got up there and talked in Washington, D.C. Saturday, and the reason I'm laughing is his sister. His sister tried to sing God Bless America and did not know the words and totally botched the words up. That's going to be all over Twitter. I'm going to try to put these on my community page. There's so many people acting so badly in Washington, D.C. at these pity parties. I don't even know where to start posting these. You guys will find them all over Twitter and soon to be here on YouTube. I'm going to talk more about this in my next video this morning. The last gasps of the Trump supporters as they have their temper tantrum after SCOTUS showed them the door. Friday night, they had their pity parties in Washington, D.C. Saturday and Saturday evening. And I'll be talking more about that, I'm sure, in my next video. You guys have a good Sunday. I'll be back later.